But this is going to be live fire Kingdom Hill. So what I do here is I come up. I saw 3 people were going C, so I figured that they were going to be contesting camo. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to throw a grenade towards big door and look top A. I heard shooting, so I turned to big door, and then I started shooting back at top A because I saw him coming down. That was a bad rotate. I should not have done that at all. Coming up top A so that I can look down. Throw a grenade B, trying to get their attention. Did not even think about it being concrete. Here, I saw him at bridge, so I went back down. Tried to avoid the grenades. So I green.
Yeah.
And right now I'm just trying to live my life. So I spawned C. I'm coming over to. I don't think I should have dropped down to pillars. I think I should have stayed nest because we were so close on time. I'm waiting for shields here. I'm just trying to play my life as the best I can. And I don't think I should have challenged that 2 nest.
Yeah, I'm just watching right now, so like you can keep.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping. I'm just telling you what I'm thinking, and I'm figuring that we'll go through it again and break it down piece by piece. Going nest. I don't think I should have pushed all the way to C. But playing dice box. I think I should have went around the big door. Actually, looking at this, going down to big door probably would have been better than trying to push through A because I didn't know where they were. They could have been a B. They could have been anywhere. Now, no,
Yeah, actually, they end up spawning. They end up spawning B.
Yeah, so if I would have. I ended up walking through him and not meleeing him.
Enemy team took the hill.
Hugging the wall the best I can. I heard him come down. I don't know how I got that kill.
It's possible his teammate shot him.
I should not have gotten that kill. I should have stayed. Panicked and missed that shot. But I was already full committed to there. There was nothing else I could do there, I don't think.
Enemy team scored. Hill incoming. Hill ready. Hill control.
I don't think there's anything else that I could have done there to get away. Maybe grenade,
Hill incoming.
Nah, dude.
pre-nade.
At that point, you were, there's not a whole lot you could do. I mean, even if you jumped out of it and tried to get around, they could have got you.
Hill control. Enemy team took the hill. Hill control.
Spawn here. I go cuts for some reason. I think I went cuts because I saw my teammate at C. Figured that we could pinch if necessary. Spawn A.
Enemy about to
I see
score.
camo's up. But I think time is not on our side. Thought I could save the hill. I don't think that I do. B, camo's gone now, so
Scored. Hill
I might have saved that hill. I don't know.
I think you did.
Hill
Like, honestly, like, in another lobby, you might have opted to go for camo because the hill was mostly lost. It just happened to be, you know, just the exact timing that people needed. Your teammate ended up living just long enough inside the hill to make it worth it.
I'm just playing back B here.
enemy team took the hill.
notice that my person died. Hop in. Them winning.
All right, yeah, go back to the beginning.
Okay.
All right. So here you said you decided to go that way because you saw your teammates
Going.
go up to the left to go to C.
Yeah.
So obviously you know at the beginning of King of the Hill for this, you got two objectives right off the bat. You want somebody. You're trying to get sniper. You're trying to get the hill.
Yes.
Cam was not going up right away, so those are the two things that people are fighting over. So when you go,
And,
my personal preference is to play for the power weapon.
okay.
Like, if you're going to push underneath like that, if you don't do it with somebody else, like somebody is actually pushing with you, but when you first looked, I think he actually went the other way first and then changed his mind.
Yeah. Yeah. I think.
So
And this one actually isn't moving.
Yeah, so once he passes you, like, I would have committed to go with him because if I remember right, like he comes up here, you're checking big door,
And my
he checks
grenade
bottom mid, or yeah.
actually bounced off of him, so it's gonna fall short. So what you're saying is here I should commit and go with him into tunnels.
Yep. If he's gonna go in tunnels, this is where you go help him right now.
Yeah, so I should be moving.
Like if you
With
wanted
him.
to stay here, you could. If you wanted to fight this, you could. But if you challenged with him right now, it's 2v1 and you get that guy bottom mid for free, basically, because your teammate shouldn't die. If you really wanted to, you could stay pillars and use the pillar like right here, and you would look top mid and big. And as soon as you saw that you were fighting more than one person, you just leave. So you go bottom mid, through bottom mid, up,
So
out, and back onto C, or you know go all the way through to A, and then fight for camo. So, but like what you're looking at right here is you're officially by yourself.
yes.
So like try and remember that everything you're trying to do when you're playing through stuff is you're trying to play for an advantage. So 2-on-1 is an advantage, height is an advantage, damage is an advantage. So you always try and play for an advantage. So if you find yourself at a disadvantage, you try and disengage, get to cover, go to a different route, stuff like that. So right here, you're on your own, okay, and like
So I see one.
right. So now you've got two
And
people looking at you.
second, and I heard a shot to my back right, so I think he's nest.
So I think you might have a teammate up there. Yeah, you have a teammate right next to you.
Yeah. So now
So
it's a 2v2, which is even, which
right, which you can take like a 2v2, like, and that's fine. Like this would be a fine challenge to take, especially if your teammate is using cover, which he's not. He's just jumping up in the middle of the open field. Like he's gonna get wrecked.
so he is there. I'm pretty sure I'm looking at him now. Yeah. So he's looking at me. His partner is falling back. We don't know that or not, but
Yeah.
what you're saying is I should be playing this pillar a little better.
Yeah, you can move.
I
Like
should
you
be
can move.
closer, like here.
Yeah. So one of the advantages that he has right now is he has an escape route. As soon as you pass this first pillar, you've more or less committed,
Yes.
right? Because the only way out is either directly behind you where you are now or bottom mid. Okay, you can cut the angle on this guy by turning back around if you had to get out for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Okay,
Back
because
to
like
here?
you know that there was a second guy at big door. So if your teammate dies here, even if that guy has damage, he's gonna probably go top A, which means that he's officially out of the fight. But if his teammate, see now he's out of the fight.
And now he's out of the fight. I'm turning over to go bottom tunnel, I believe. Which this leaves my
So now you've left your teammate that you had out there.
teammate.
He is officially on his own.
Yes, and I'm
So once
I'm
that
pretty
guy,
sure I come back out and I die jumping into B,
yeah,
and I shouldn't, and I should not do that.
Hill.
So
so right here, instead of, so you already have a teammate in B, right?
so I should be actually probably trying to backtrack and go nest,
You can either you can
or
go nest
or
or you can push into A, right here.
yeah,
So
so
if
so I
you
could I
push up
could
against
push
the
up,
wall,
yeah,
yeah, push up against
push
the
up to
wall,
here. Then I'll have
and then
shots on big door.
yeah, and you can also help fight top A because I think that you have a teammate fighting top mid right now.
Yes.
Yeah, so you could double team that guy by getting up top A.
So come back here. So, but instead, I'm pretty sure I just run out in the middle and
Yeah,
die.
now big door guy comes,
Yes,
and
big
instead
door.
of just like also instead of committing to like I'm gonna get into B, you decide to try and fight that, which like you didn't need to fight it.
I didn't even get a lot of
You
damage
have
on him.
help right there. So if
Yeah.
you just decided to just like continue on and not fight that guy, you could do that. Because then he would commit thinking that,
Yeah.
oh, he was the guy who was in B, he was on his own, he was hurt. I'm gonna push him.
Sorry. I
Hang on,
need.
give me 1 second.
Yeah. Take your time. Take your time.
All right, I'm back.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
So he could have thought that okay, there's only one. There's actually two. If I would have been hurt, I could have slid. I probably should have came here, which is not a good choice because they got shots from
Yeah,
behind.
you could have gotten into the mid. So like,
And slid into this with him.
yeah. So that like at the beginning of and like you should just like get in the habit of doing this anyway. Like right now, you're pretty decent about calling out how often like you guys are down or how much you have till you win. Instead of doing that, like information is good to know, but like it's also fairly obvious on the scoreboard for everyone. Something that everyone can see. It's readily available.
Yeah.
And something that people don't pay that much attention to is how many people are currently dead. Okay, so and
Okay.
like that makes a big difference
So
because
so
if you
like
know how many
here,
people are dead,
so since I'm dead here, I should be seeing
you
how
should
many
be
are dead on their team.
yes, you should look at how many. Since you're dead, you should be looking at how many are up right now.
Yeah.
You should also try and follow your feed. Okay, like look at the blue versus the yellow on your feed and just like kind of get in the habit of seeing that like if you're blue and they're yellow whatever to
Hmm.
like you don't even have to necessarily like stare at it but like out of the corner of your eye if it's blue first and then yellow that means that
You're up one.
your teammate killed somebody. If it's
If it's
yellow then
yellow,
blue,
you're down.
so, right, so that's how like if I'm playing and I see that somebody traded, I see it there. And if, because I play a lot of games where people don't call out, like there's like minimum call outs are like pings.
Okay.
Like lots of people don't use their mics at all. So like you get used to using the feed to give you information. So like if someone trades and I'm like on my way to help them and they end up trading, I'm you know I'm just gonna turn around or leave that because they don't need my help anymore. They've traded. And you can go on with your business. But like that information all comes from the feed. If I see that they got beat down, then I know that there's a guy literally right where they were. So like that's information as well for me to be like, all right, so if I push this, I know there's a guy there because he just beat him down,
Right.
which means that he's in melee range of that X. So like use your feed to give you information because it also gives you information like that guy got killed with a sniper rifle. You know,
So they
so
have the
like,
power weapon.
so they're the ones with the sniper. You know, stuff like that. Like it gives you that info. Like or like, you know, one of your teammates gets assassinated, and he was, you know, top tower. It shows that symbol.
Right.
Like, oh crap. So like, yep, that guy's up top tower, assassinated our guy. That means that he doesn't have any damage. Usually, that means that that guy who's top tower doesn't have damage.
Right. Right.
So this is all information that's just like you didn't see any of it happen. It's all just coming across your screen. So like during this play, as you're going through, and your team has gone 2 up, I think you might have lost one teammate.
Yeah.
So you got it's 2 on 4, which means that you do have much more breathing room. But if you look at where your teammates are when you, but right before you die, you can see that if you section off the map into like 3/4 or like 4/4, that so there's 2 dead. You can see the 2 bodies that are dead right there, and there's 2 left. You still have 4 people up. Okay,
Right.
because those guys are all in fights. You're gonna have a teammate push into screens. Okay, they
Yeah.
are going to spawn behind you.
Yeah, they're gonna be spawning at brutes or mud.
Mud, most likely, because what it does is it mirrors as close as it can.
Around the
So
central
like,
point.
yeah, so like that's why a lot of times when you see somebody or like when the hill is in house, they spawn dummies a lot. That's because it's mirroring the spawns. When you have like a lot of teammates who are, if B is blocked, it'll automatically spawn them towards dummies. My name back tower.
Okay.
But yeah, these guys are going to spawn behind you guys because you have started to push forward, and this is like a really obvious thing in game modes like uh, shit. What am I talking about? Streets. It's like in
Yeah.
streets,
Okay.
if you like,
So.
because you can bunker down pretty well.
Mhm.
If you don't commit to that push and like try and get these people out to get the spawns flipped over, they'll start spawning behind you, and then you get pinched.
Okay.
So the same thing's going to happen here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So which
And it does.
I think that you
They
get shot
spawn.
once in the back, or
Yeah.
something. Maybe that guy, one guy killed you. Could have got shot,
I
but
think he did shoot me.
yeah. So now they're both playing towards hill, and like that's the thing. Other thing that they're going to do, especially in your lobbies, is everyone's going to play towards hill, not play around the hill. And that's one of
Yeah.
the things that, like, when you play around the hill, if you already have a teammate in the hill, that means you can leave it, unless
Yeah.
you are like desperating trying to get that last little squeak out. Like you can take space on the map because if you went,
If instead
uh,
of coming back here, if I would have went through brutes, I would be at C ramp right now here.
yeah,
So I would have high ground coming up to peak this ledge when
right.
these collapse on him. But
They would have most likely, if you had left that fight, instead of going across, if you had gone back or gone through bottom mid, you could have force spawned them in A because they'll squad spawn, so they'll probably spawn back A or camo at this point
okay.
because that's just how the game works. So
So it would have forced these guys off and spawned them over here possibly.
possibly,
Or it would have given me an opportunity to be here. I could have played dice box because I somebody has to go nest, and
yeah,
he's
it's
probably going to be going pillars.
right. So like it's a personal preference on. At least I feel like it is on what people like to hold because you can win this with an A hold and you can also win this with a C hold. It's just like, so if you have a C hold on this, when people cross to get into B, you can put damage down. So when you're a hold, you can do the same thing, especially if you have like the top middle control for
Yeah,
A plat, because his view, right,
is
is
right
this
there.
entire thing,
Yeah,
right? So he can see all of this. So
yeah,
like, but it's also his job to make sure that like top mid isn't being pushed, because if he gets pushed top mid, he has nowhere to go
Right.
except for like out towards screens. And he could push into dummies, or concrete if he wanted to, but like he would obviously be opening himself up into fire
Shot.
somewhere else.
Yeah,
But
shots from pillars.
yeah, so the only thing that you have to be careful with this is if somebody on your team decides that they're going to be pushing back around to like swing back around to C, it'll force spawn them A, and then it's pinched again.
Right.
So like if you
Okay.
have a guy that's still at dummies, or sorry, if you have still a guy who's top mid, and you have a teammate who goes through dummies to try and flank these guys while someone's dead, and it spawns them up, they're going to spawn back A
Yeah.
behind your plat guy, and that's going to get that guy killed. All right, you can go back to your view.
And there. First person. So yeah, I'm spawning A, so I know that they're gonna be mud and dummies. I'm coming top. He's grabbing camo.
Ammo.
So I know he's going camo, and he's gonna be trying to flank, which is going to force spawns in house if we get any kills.
All right, how many people on your team are dead right now?
2.
Okay, so
So I should not be
this
pushing.
is one of those things.
I should not
You
be
can
pushing.
put-
I should be holding and doing damage. And I believe I come out here and I end up throwing a grenade and I circle back into A to make sure that they can't spawn, or
Yes.
that we get A spawns.
Yeah. So because then you didn't. Yeah.
Come
So you're getting
here.
information. It's like, all right.
I throw
So-
the grenade and I come back into A. I know he's already spawned, and I believe one other is still down. Oh no.
Yeah.
He
see.
spawned.
He just
turbine.
spawned. Yeah.
So I come circle around here. I should see the barrel of that gun.
Yeah. I mean, that's perfectly understandable that you don't see that. It's not highlighted on your screen.
Right, but
without what the HUD stuff right now. So that's completely normal that you would not see that guy there. Like, obviously, you can see that it's a place that people like to be. So like, kind of like expect
Yeah.
it, but like it's understandable that you don't see this guy.
yeah, it's something that I should be. I should have an eye out for it so I can call that person out to the team if necessary. Because I saw this
Yeah.
person in pillars and I saw this person in nest. I just did not see
Yeah,
him.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like that guy that has the sniper rifle right there that's not the guy you want to have snipe, but
No, you want the person in nest to have snipe because he's going to have shots of top A and C.
yeah, or the back B guy, the guy who's in the hill. I would not give it to the guy who's pigeon-toed himself into a tight spot back there.
I definitely should see him now.
Yeah.
Which my teammate did not.
Yeah.
Which is
So this is something that you do a lot, and it's not like it's something to like think about when you're in a fight. And like normally what I do when I go through these VoDs is I just pick like one thing, and I would normally just like look at it and be like, all right, so this is, you did it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many times did you do this one habit where like if you didn't do this, you'd still be alive, or if you made this decision. And normally I just pick one thing and just go through that one thing and just say focus on that instead of trying to do like a full on VoD review. So like I'm not going to get into that too much this time, but I will point out something that you do consistently that gets you killed. And like right now, it is like you've committed, right? You're
Yes.
outside. You are outside big door.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
Because when
fully
you
outside
push
of the big
that
door,
guy,
and I'm pushing to back B.
right? And like so, it's fine. The only reason that I'd be concerned is if you go back to your original view and back up just a little bit before you fight that guy.
Sorry, there's
No, I know.
theater is
This
so
theater's
good.
Yeah, theater's garbage. Halo 3 theater was better than this.
I think next time I do a VoD review, I think I'm going to do a VoD review of the actual gameplay that I have, not through theater.
Gotcha.
So yeah, here I know
So
he's here.
you see this guy right
one's
here. You
nest,
put some damage down on the nest guy.
and one
Okay.
I know is hill and one is pillar. So I know where all 4 of them are.
Yep. All right. So, and the only reason why right here that I would have been concerned is you did not double check,
If nest was still there,
or if your
or if
pillar guy was
pillars.
still there. So
Yeah.
you got
Okay.
lucky that that guy turned around and didn't shoot you because he had, your teammate was pushing him. I don't know if that was intentional on your side or not,
I don't
but you
believe
did
so.
not look in that direction at all.
Yeah.
Which is like, you got away with it. It's not a big deal.
And here
You cut an angle pretty hard, so like chances
I
are you wouldn't have gotten that much damage on him anyway.
I should have
So,
stopped while I was reloading as well.
I mean, you
I
could
got away with it.
have meleeed
But,
that guy or whatever, but yeah.
all right, and then I'm here. I'm
So-
not looking at the kill feed, so I did not know that he was still alive, and he was alive.
Yeah, so you actually, and here's the thing.
should. Oh, go.
So this is, I noticed you do this sometimes too. How much information can you get right now?
None.
None. 0. So this is okay, I'm gonna bunker myself into this spot because I'm being pushed. This is the only way that I think I'm gonna be able to get the most time in the hill. But the other thing that happens is you are not getting any damage and you cannot make any callouts.
Right. So I
Right.
needed to back up from here and probably play.
Yep, to get over on one side or the other so that you can get some
play over
info
here
and
because
be able to help your teammate.
yeah, I knew that he was in nest because I heard him shooting, but I should have been, and since I knew that he was killed by a grenade coming this direction, so I should have been able to know confidently that I could be here semi-safely.
Right.
And currently I'm just
Yeah,
getting
so you get-
hill time. I see,
Yeah, and
right, so
then
jump
you're-
up and I see. So there I jumped up, I saw him on bridge. And then instead of backing out of the hill, I went forward to try to mitigate the grenade damage.
yeah.
But now I'm stuck.
Yep.
I'm fully stuck. If I would have backed away, I think we would still have
remember,
hill.
here's the thing, yeah. Like you back away, right? So you have the opportunity to drop down here. Like if you were up in the hill there and you see these guys spawn up, you have the ability to drop down. You can go back. You can try and exit out into the big door. All right, buddy.
Yeah. So I could have swung around here, watched top A, because
Yep.
But I'm the only one in hill, so we would not be getting hill time then.
Which
but
the thing is like as long as you're
necessary, which isn't necessarily bad, because
Right.
we can re-slay out and get more hill time after we slay out.
correct.
Okay. And if I was back there, I would have been able to see him coming from top A. But instead, I'm getting no information. And
Right, yep,
he
and then here comes
ultimately comes around, and I'm pretty sure he kills me.
he does. See, that's the guy who kills you. And like your teammate
Didn't ping. Didn't
missed the
do anything.
opportunity, didn't even get any damage on him, so you got him there for free.
It's okay.
Your team
So, and I'm looking up, so I'm not even thinking that
because
he's
you're not
coming
getting any
around.
information from them either, and you don't have any idea where they're coming from.
So I did get some damage on him with the grenade, and teammate came around, cleaned up, so that's good.
Yeah. Yep.
So here, I know I just died in hill. I believe I'm going nest corner because I believe nest is clear, and we need somebody to fill in nest. I should not have dropped down.
Yeah,
into
you mentioned this the
pillars.
first time. Yeah, you did not have to drop down here. You could have stayed
I should have stayed dice box for more than one reason. I did not see the time here. I did not
Yeah.
even look at it. And even dropping down to pillars versus dice box, I think pillars is a worse spot.
Yeah. It is. It looked like you've given up your advantage because
Yeah.
your height was your advantage if there was anybody underneath there.
And
So you don't have to fight this guy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't. I don't.
You made the decision after like after you saw him, you just like you know where they are. So this is good to get up into the tower.
And I circle around to make sure that I'm not getting shot. I knew that I was getting shot. I thought that he was actually in dummies, not ramp.
Yeah.
But I come around and I end up getting shots on him, so that's good.
Yeah.
I know I got grenaded. I'm pretty sure I'm looking over and trying to get my. I just pause here.
Yeah. You're getting your shields back.
Yeah.
Which is fine. You know, you never know, like, where people are going to be. If you peek out, they might already know your tower, so.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they know I'm tower. I
Right.
should have been able to hear him coming up, and I did. I don't believe I did.
It's sound when you're up there is pretty inconsistent, so.
And
So here, like, now that you've got two teammates
two teammates are
up,
dead,
and
and I know.
that guy's got hill time, you can just be annoying. Just be annoying. Don't try and win fights. Don't try and trade fights. Once see, like, now look, he's looking at you, right? So he doesn't care
Yeah, he's
about
focused on me
anything
so
that's
that
going on.
they can collapse on him.
Correct. So your job right now as being a tower guy is to just be as annoying as possible. Peek, shoot, drop around, get up, get underneath tower, whatever you got to do, just
Have
be
their
annoying.
attention. Have their attention
Yep.
is important. Okay. And
So
here,
that's how you were gonna maximize your life if you could, because you could get away with killing both these guys. Probably you've got a nade left. Like, I think you end up dropping back tower after like a melee on this guy who comes back up around. I think that guy wraps tower, and you
melee
end up
him.
mailing and then falling back tower.
Yeah. So ended up. I saw he took damage from that grenade. I'm circling around. My shield is good. His shield is broken. I noticed that he has electricity around his shield, so he can die from a melee. Which is why I run up for the melee.
Yeah. So
I should not have jumped for it.
you didn't even have to melee the guy. Honestly, you could have fought that guy at top tower without going for a melee. His shields are cracked. You know, they're not completely broken, but he's got damage on. So if you fought that guy without going in for a melee, you would have been up on shots and still had shields.
Yeah.
Even if they were partial shields, some shields is better than no shields.
Yeah.
So you did not have to go in for a melee, because a melee
It's
almost
a trade of
always is
shields.
a trade. Yeah.
Trade of shields. Yeah.
You're always
so
an almost
I
trade.
gave
And
up free life that I did not
you had
have
advantage, and you gave up your advantage in shields to get a kill that you could have gotten with just shooting your gun or throwing your nade. You had one nade. If you bounced that nade off the ground into the corner of nest, same thing
yeah,
there.
the corner.
You committed to that fight.
And I shouldn't
That guy,
have.
you did not have to melee. You could have just stayed
Back. And
away
shot
from him. You could have backed out top mid and bounced your grenade down, and he could have died, and you would have been alive still.
Okay. And then when I come up here, I believe I move over to free. So looking here, I come around, I look at big door to see if they're spawning there, because there's no one there. I should have known, since I spawned back green, I figured they should spawn brutes. because that's mirrored. But I've moved a little bit, so
Well,
it should
back
be
green,
around turbine.
your mirrored spawn for back green is
Dummies. Right over here.
no, it's actually going to be screens.
Really?
And it's only screens in this instance mirrored over there. You guys actually spawn back green because they have a guy uh, at screens. They have a guy screen, so you guys spawn that guy. They all
Yeah.
came from back A. It's gonna force you to spawn back green.
Okay.
They won't spawn dummies as long as you guys are fighting top tower.
Okay. Oh, because he blocks that spawn and these spawns.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. And
If he wasn't fighting currently, you guys also would have spawned underneath him instead of over, because squad spawns usually trumpet. So you guys
okay.
would have normally spawned underneath tower at mud, but
Okay.
because he was in the middle of fighting, it automatically pushes you guys away from the fight.
Okay. And here I know we have one person in, so I'm pretty sure I played Dicebox looking at cuts. Yeah. So we have all of our backs. Nest is free and open, which is fine, but he's coming up. So
Yeah.
this
So you
this
guys just
should
came
be
from
a
that way, so you know no one's there.
right.
So
Your team scored. Kill incoming. Kill ready. Enemy took the hill.
So there, here, come back to first person. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I said here I should wrap around and go B.
I don't know which your teammate's
Like
doing
this.
that, but I'm not sure if he goes through. But yeah, you could do that. So go back to your first person.
And so
For
I'd
me.
be here essentially. But I'm pretty sure I bypass it. I don't even look B, and
Yeah. So what I would do right
did.
here.
Okay.
So you have a nade.
Mm-hmm.
I would bounce check that nade into hill.
So
Okay, that gets
you think hold on, sorry. Come here. So
right here. I would bounce
throw it
that nade
about
right here.
here.
Yep.
So it bounces
And
up and it'll blow up
then
about
lands right
here.
about there. Yep. So it's not gonna like
Kill
hurt
anyone.
the guy,
But
but it's gonna get him damage.
It's gonna do a bit of damage. Okay.
Yep. Okay. And then and they're the only two who are up. So this is where it's important to know
Who's up?
where
Who's down?
who's up and who's not. Okay. So I would have bounce check that nade into that guy and drop screens.
Okay. So and then jump over. Would you drop screens here or would you jump over on top of screens?
Because if I know I got the damage in, I would probably drop.
Drop here. So
Yeah,
that
I'd
you
probably just drop.
have.
I just probably it's the shortest route. Is probably what I would go for.
Okay.
If I don't, there's no nades up, so like if you were out of nades, I would get the nades first. But yeah, so like you commit to this fight. You know, if you had just
If
you bounced that nade, you probably would have hit both of them.
Yeah.
And then
I'm pretty
you can play around.
Did he spawn there?
He spawned there as you were pushing. And this is where squad spawns are what's happening because there's no fights going on. Right? You're not shooting your gun. You're not fighting that guy yet.
Yeah. So he just spawned there.
He spawned.
So if I were to take a second, throw the grenade here where my mouse is, it would have.
That would have
actually
stopped
probably
that guy
be like
from
here.
Yeah.
And then
That would have stopped that guy from spawning one.
Well,
most
he's already
likely.
spawned.
But yeah, I mean, if you did it like while you were pushing up to it,
Yeah.
then it
Okay.
might have stopped that guy from spawning. But you know, hindsight, whatever.
But instead, Okay.
So you know, and like I think your teammate just spawned back A too. So,
I'm running top mid again. I really probably should be running turbine.
no, this is okay. But what I would do here is to just
I
take
just
the angle.
I just heard him.
Yeah.
So
I think you might go in for a melee here again. Yeah.
And
And if you had just waited at that box and shot that guy,
I would have been able to just easily
you
get
could have
the
just
shots on
killed
him.
him. Yep.
Okay.
Chances are he's not turning around and finishing that fight. You would have been 2 shots up before you even turned around. So your teammates still pick up the damage, which is good.
Enemy
And
team
you see these guys are coming from B now.
So here I'm running tunnels. I slide in. I figure I'll have them shot. Angle there. There's somebody that I heard clambering. I'm pretty sure I should
I'm
not have
almost
gotten that kill. I
I'm
should not
almost
have gotten that
positive
kill.
his teammate shot him. So if you put damage in and then somebody else on the other team shoots him, you get that kill.
Yeah, I'm 100%. I should not have gotten that kill.
I'm almost positive his teammate shot him. There, like, you could have pushed back in, like, underneath that to, like, rat tunnel area. So you committed, right? And we talked
Yeah.
about this before. Like, you committed, but you still have cover. There's
Yeah.
still cover here.
Yeah,
So,
right
and,
here.
yep. So, and
So
you
I
stayed
could have
out in the
used that,
open.
and
Use that. Jiggle
it's
that.
yeah. I've tried to run into this one, and there's no cover there. I just should have been here.
Yep.
So when I slide off of this, I need to be closer to.
Well, like once you start that fight,
Repulse.
if you're like you're not sure exactly how that fight's going to go for you, just peek into that little cove, and then like, hey, there's a repulse there.
enemy
I
about to score.
don't know if you ever do it or if you know how, but you can repulse up on the top mid and just get out of that fight completely.
Yeah, I try to. I practiced it. You have to be. I believe it's like right here.
Yeah, you can be there or closer to the door, and it'll send you up.
Okay.
Enemy team score. Hill incoming.
This one I'm just not moving. I hear him.
Hill control.
Yeah, so you kind of trapped yourself.
Yeah, here I'm not really doing anything because he just died.
Right.
I heard somebody in tunnels. So I'm just here. I think he's gonna be coming out, and I get
Yeah.
shot from
What
behind.
ended up? So that guy didn't know you were pillars until your teammate ran into pillars to try and escape from the hill. He would not have pushed pillars if your teammate didn't do that. So,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. I think they also have camo. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they have camo.
So,
He's camo.
was that the bottom mid guy, or was that a different guy?
This. Hold on. It's him. Let me back up. So he runs up.
Your team about to score.
Pops camo.
Yeah, camo lasts so long now. Crazy.
Yeah, 45 seconds.
Your team score.
So
All right, so he was actually the nest guy, like dropping down to back hill.
Team took the hit.
he's the one that forced my partner over to be shot by.
Yep. So, from where you are, stuck wise, like, not really having any information about where these guys are pushing from, other than the fact that you know they just took A. Okay. Like,
Well,
pillars isn't a bad spot to be. You got kind of pinned.
yeah.
Once you saw that guy was bottom mid, I would have either committed to pushing to bottom mid, make the commit to push bottom mid, or make the commit to push top A.
Yeah,
So,
I should have committed to pushing top A.
yeah, one of the two. But one of the things that, especially at your level lobbies, that that you can get away with pretty easily if you wanted to. If you can get into B here, people will just run right from top A and right from big door, and you can just get free shots on them by being right here in B.
Yeah, just
It's just
be right here.
Yep, just hang out right there. People will
And
they'll just throw themselves at the hill, and you'll get a lot of free damage.
yeah, I'd have to be back here so that Hill doesn't see me, or maybe. No, I checked that nest box, so maybe here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like right there, because then it gives you have an escape, right? You can get down, you can get over to nest, you can go back B, you can go into big door if you want to, all that. You wouldn't have been able to make it to B, but like I usually try to play for B or play for tower. I don't usually. I mean, sometimes I'll be the hill guy, but like most often I tend to be like somebody who's just putting down damage. But
And
but like if
I
somebody's in D, like yeah, like right
I
here,
come here because I noticed that he died from a melee.
yeah.
And I could have not actually. No, I think that he actually threw a grenade.
He did.
So meleeing him and trading out my shield, I think, was the better choice.
Yeah. Like, that was fine. Like, there's, the stuff that you could have done differently, it wouldn't have really mattered. Like, if you go back to your first person here a little bit. Okay, you've got 2 grenades. Okay, so right here, instead of making that shot,
Toss his grenade, bounce
toss
it
the
off the
grenade first.
ground.
Yep. Toss the grenade, then shoot him. Right there, you could have also thrown a grenade.
Yeah.
Remember, grenades are like bending bullets. Like, you don't have to commit when you can just throw something around a corner.
I did get 2 shots on him that I just realized, which is nice.
Yep.
Hill incoming. Hill ready.
So the unfortunate thing is because you committed to that fight the first time, you
Yeah, I
went
was
down in fields
stuck.
when you didn't have to.
Yeah.
Even like I could have thrown that grenade, but if you had stayed where you were and just tossed a grenade into B where you thought he was, he would have died.
Yeah. And I would have had shields to fight that
Oh.
second fight.
Yeah. So your teammate really should go top tower with that sniper rifle, but like you're good to take B right here.
Yeah, so let me go to free.
So he finally gets up there.
Yeah, he
But
does.
his issue is that he hard scopes and he doesn't look around, and he just fought somebody who left, and I'm pretty sure he gets backsmacked or something along those lines.
Enemy team took the hill.
See?
And he got
Whack.
backsmacked.
Hill
Yep.
control.
And he didn't even pick up the sniper.
Nope.
And I'm.
So this is good here, just trying to play for tower. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate you got 2v1'd. So like your teammates are like they want that top hill and they're willing to they spawned A. And it's fine. They're getting in the fight right away. Like I don't blame them for just trying to do that. If you stayed B, you could have got that guy who's trying to flank them at A. They get him anyway. So they're all up. Yeah. So then you just spawned.
Yeah. So I spawn here. We go cuts. Now I got lucky here. What I think I
Yeah.
should have done is I should have gone around to this box.
Yeah.
Here?
I would have wrapped C
Yeah.
personally. I don't like going straight to the hill because people's attention tends to be on hill
So
and not around the hill.
yeah, it
So
was
if
easy
you
for them to see me.
so the other thing right here too,
Yeah.
like you're in hill, you're getting time, which is it's fine in the instance that you guys were in. Your whole team's dead. As soon as you saw that you had 2 other people in the hill with you, leave. You got 3 people stacked in a hill. You need to get tower control.
Enemy team took the hill.
And you just get naded out. You got like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Your teammate was
Yeah,
coming up anyway.
If I would have backed away, I think I could have gotten the cuts.
Enemy about to score.
Well, like, so after your first, so after you come up cuts and you melee that guy, okay?
Mhm.
So go back 1 life. You
Here.
melee that guy, okay?
Yeah.
Now how many people are in hell?
3.
Yep. So
So
how many people actually need to be in hell to get points?
1. So I
Right.
should, and the 4th one's coming up. So
Yep.
I should have. Right now. I should be going back through
Yep.
cuts up to C.
Or just, I mean, you can book it straight to C.
Well, I knew
Sure,
that they
okay.
were going to be top at A.
Yeah, but I mean, like the important thing to control here is tower,
Tower.
not necessarily hill, but tower. Okay, so like,
Because that gives us the height that we need.
so that gives you tower is a power position. It gives you
Team took the hill.
a vantage point for 60% of the map. Okay, so it gives you the opportunity to see if they're pushing from nest, if they're spawning on B, if they're still spawning A, if they're trying to come up cuts. You can see all that from tower. See, look at that guy came from nest. See,
Yeah.
if you were a top tower, you would have held
I would've saw
spawns
that.
down, and they would have been spawning. Your teammates would have been spawning either dummies, stuff. You wouldn't be spawning A.
Oh, and this is
So
where I instead of going camo, I came to tower because
Right. so and like personally for me, I would have just chalked the hill. You guys honestly got lucky here
yeah,
because your teammate just happened to also be
I did
pushing.
not actually stop them from scoring any points here. I just happened to get a kill,
Correct.
but they still have somebody in hill. There's somebody over here coming up
Yep.
top A as well. Yeah.
Personally, I would have just played for the camo, but like your teammate was able to get in, contest it. See, like literally like 1.5 seconds
well.
off. Yeah, 1.5 seconds off,
Your team
and
scored.
you know, you guys wouldn't have got that. That guy dies 2 seconds before that happens, and you know,
It's
you don't get that hill. It was very close. So this is fine. Okay, now you're double stacking the hill. You're triple stacking the hill. Well, you're good for back B, but like you should try and take some space to make sure that they don't spawn A.
yeah. So right now A would be a free spawn for them.
Yeah, see your teammate pushing up pillars. Like sometimes it
Yeah,
happens.
there's
Like everybody just spawned A
pillars.
on your team, but because your teammate's pushing up pillars, if somebody died, they have the potential to spawn back A because it's open. So like you bunkering down in here, that's a fine thing to try and do. Yeah, you try to get up there. This was fine.
I
It's
should
not a
have.
whole lot
I
you
should
could have
have thrown
done.
a grenade down at my feet.
Yeah, I mean doing a little bit extra damage is what it is. Your teammate did a decent amount too. I mean you could have QT'd and used the QT to screw with them for a little while. Like your objective there was just to stay alive as long as possible. You'd just be annoying.
Yeah.
Hill control.
So that was like an unnecessary trade.
Yeah.
You just kind of,
Okay,
and
okay.
this does happen. You start like getting like to this desperate point here. So instead of playing towards hill here, just play towards pillars. You know, like you commit by going out mid. You've committed. Like you get that kill.
But I should be pillars because there's already somebody in hill, which you're
So you
correct.
can get
There's
this. You have
we're
2 other
three
people.
here.
Right.
So if I would have came pillars instead,
So you would have had cover. You could have killed that guy. You'd still have shields. You know, like there's only one guy who's left. If you
eh,
wanted to go in there and help push that guy out,
would be
that's
able
fine.
to.
And then you move, and then you leave.
But instead, I come back and I think I don't
You
get
do.
this kill.
I can't. remember. I think you do. Yeah.
Yeah, I meleeed him, traded my shield
Yep.
for his life.
Yep.
Nearing victory.
So and this is where you've got two people back B and one guy in B. Take space.
Yeah.
So
So
you want to try and get
he
you
went
like there's
big door.
yeah yeah. So
And he's
that's
nest.
so like right. So if you pushed up towards sandbags or something like that, like this is where you got the win, but they all start to spawn up there. The thing is like in hill, one of the things that you're trying to do. It's in hill and oddball, like most objective modes. Because technically strongholds you can do it too. Is when you are annoying and staying alive and just pestering the other team, they're focused on you and not on the objective.
And
So if you get to the point where they're like, all right, they're going to spawn A here, I'm going to push in sandbags. So if you push sandbags, you chuck a couple grenades in there. If you get any damage on them, that automatically puts them back. They can't push because they have damage. If they push, they're going to die. So, any damage that you do at that point, even if it's with your life, to try and obviously you're not in the position where it's necessarily a big deal. It's not it's not 3 hills to 3 hills with 2 seconds left on the hill, but you're playing to slow them down. So one of the things that you didn't do at all this game was try and figure out where they're coming from, and instead of playing around the hill, you played at the hill. So if you tried to, say you guys were tower for the top mid hill, that guy's tower and you got a guy in hill. If you go to B, okay, you're still force spawning them A. Okay, so if you force spawn them A and you're B, they have to come, if they want to contest that hill, they have to come top, like sandbags. So if you have a guy in tower and you have somebody in the hill,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, so
And
I think that it wasn't
yeah, I'm
this
not sure
one.
exactly
So
how
here,
it ended up.
when I came cuts, if I would have went
Yep,
C
yep,
around to nest, I
yep.
could have then gotten free shots from nest
Yeah, you
to
got
here.
information. You can get back over to top mid. You can get back into top tower. If your top tower guy gets killed, because you
So
want power for this hill.
playing maybe not even being in the hill, but still playing the hill, I can still get uh, playing the objective not in the hill by
Correct.
the path that they have to take to get hill.
Right. Right.
Okay.
So, uh, so that's one of the things that having the spawn knowledge is helpful for. Is not necessarily knowing where they are, but where they have to go in order to get to somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's why, strongholds on recharge, having that AB hold is really effective, because if you have a guy on cat or overhang and a guy in uh, top gold, you can see each other's crosses
Yeah.
and you can put damage down on both crosses
When
before people get to the point where they can come over. I've seen pro player stuff where it's gone 250 to 0 because they've held down that
just
just AB hold on that map.
okay.
So it is and it's not because you. It's because you control the spawns and you knew where they're coming from and you
So
know
you
the routes that they have to take in order to get to either A or B.
and you're
And
putting down damage while they're going from point A to point B because there's no
right,
cover in that overhang to get into A.
correct. So, and on a game like Hill, the objective is the hill. The objective is static, so you don't have to worry about somebody moving the objective. So for 30 seconds or whatever it is, your
Yeah.
objective is static. So if you know where they're spawning,
And you
you
know
look
the
at
path that they're taking. You know what angle you need to be at in order to.
correct. And as you get into higher lobbies, you will get people who are going for those flank routes and going for those you know, hanging out at B here to put some damage down on the top A guys, or, you know, having somebody be bottom mid throwing nades up from the bottom. You know, you're going to have people doing that stuff in higher lobbies because they know where people are spawning, where they can force those people to spawn at. If you have, so say if you had somebody in the hill, top tower, and nest, they could spawn on dummies because you have some, or then one guy B. So like what you did right then is you've cut off 2/3 of the map. They can only spawn
The
in A at dummies and at camo.
Well,
That's it.
if he is in combat, I think that's the only way that they can spawn dummies. Otherwise, I think that tower cuts off this spawn here, so they could spawn turbine
Right. That's what I mean. They
and
like dummies is still technically open, but it's like it's one of those things where it doesn't happen every time. I mean, you're more like because the game prioritizes squad spawns
yeah,
and mirrored spawns before
yeah.
that, but
So if we had somebody here, somebody in
somebody top
hill,
tower, yeah,
and then
and
somebody
somebody,
here,
yeah.
and somebody top tower, I
So
think
then
that
that
that would
means
be this would be the most likely spawn
right.
or
So you're
A.
back A spawn. So what you're looking at would be the guy who's B and B. If they're crossing up on the sandbags, that guy's able to push some shots down. If that guy's able to push some shots down, he is now pulling focus from the hill. All right. So your hill guy, if he's playing on the other side of the hill, he can always just leave.
Right, go in the
Okay, and he's
cuts.
got top tower to help him out.
Yeah,
Okay, and if you have if you're fighting like so, say you're the other team, you're right here. You have to deal with the top mid guy, the top tower guy, and the B guy, all right here. How much would
and
that suck to be that guy?
it's not great.
Right,
I've been
exactly.
there
So
before, and even
right,
if people's coming out here,
you've
uh,
got
you got Nest guy.
Nest, you got Nest, and you've got B guy. So
Well,
unless you're getting double
well,
pushed,
assuming B is going to be here,
Hill.
correct.
B can then jump up.
I mean, you can even
Then
be
you got there.
back here, like where QT is, because like go stand by QT for a sec. Then you can still see all top A.
Yeah,
See,
Nest.
so you can see big door, you can see all of top A still. So if they make that decision that they're going to push you, you can just go over to Nest
Yeah.
and have your Nest guy help you out.
Okay.
You don't even have to get all the way into Nest. You might just have to get
Here.
onto that side of B so he can help you.
Yeah. All right. All right.
That's why it's also important to like. And my thing is like just because you're in B doesn't necessarily mean you have to be like at one specific location, because like once you kill a guy there, chances are that guy's going to come back. That happens pretty often where they're like, all right, that guy's in B, like especially if he doesn't see you leave after his kill cam stuff, he's just going to go back there and try and fight you again. I do
Yeah.
that. I mean, so like especially if someone's not going to move.
Right.
So like hold B, but don't always hold the exact same position in B.
Right.
Even like I would say like when you're tower, you also don't just hold top tower the whole time. Like you can leave top tower a little bit. Like you can go to the back, you can go down the steps, you know, take a look top mid, you can look over by B, you know, like all of that is good info, and it keeps them from doing things like just chucking nades across the map and blowing you up just because you happen to be staying in the exact same place. So you can like hover around a location without staying in the exact same spot. Sometimes you can definitely get away with being in the exact same spot, especially if you have like a sniper rifle top tower. Like
Yeah.
you can
It-
hard
it-
scope that and you can just kill them before they shoot you.
Your team score.
And
So the
then
biggest thing for yeah,
oh, sorry.
go on.
For this hill, because this is hill, Nest is something that I think that we should hold for this hill.
Yep.
Maybe
But Nest is like a important
Yeah,
in general.
Nest is
Thing.
good
So
for
like
every hill except for garage.
right. So like if you are trying to play this hill, my suggestion would be to have somebody in nest, somebody in uh, the
In hill.
actual hill, somebody at sandbags, okay, and then the other person can be like concrete, or they could be pillars if you wanted, or they
Yeah.
could be top tower. I would honestly like top tower is probably my go-to
Top
here.
tower would because it stops some spawns.
So
It
if you're
forces
top
the
tower and
spawns.
it right, so if you're top tower and they try and swing around to see, okay, you can get shots here on sandbags, so you can see sandbag
Yeah,
guys.
sandbags.
Yeah, so like you've being by being top tower, you've stopped them from spawning here, so that you're gonna force spawn them A or screens. Okay, so
And
like
here,
if they spawn screens and they try and come up cuts, you have free shots on all the people who are trying to come across into nest.
yes.
You have shots on the people who are top A as well.
Okay. And you're still forcing them to spawn over here.
Yep, like over there in that
So
general
B
area.
knows, okay, I can be here. Nest knows that they're gonna be coming here and top.
Right.
And then if you go pillars,
So
you got
the nice thing about
shots
top
here
tower is
and there.
once once you're top tower and the entire team, the other team is all spawned up. If you don't see anybody trying to flank and you've put some shots down from top mid, you can drop from tower here and go help somewhere. So like
Right.
the thing that I like to do would be to take top tower and then you drop from here, you go down to your left, and then you go bottom mid and up into pillars. Because what they're gonna do if
So
they're spawning in A and they can't push sandbags to win those fights, they're gonna go bottom mid from rat tunnel and they're gonna come out pillars and try and get shots on that hill. So if
so
you don't see anybody and they call out, hey, there's guys at pillars, instead of dropping down and going to the right and trying to fight them head on, you go
come around
this
here,
way and you kill them from
right
behind.
here. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So, and like, it doesn't always happen because you're playing with randoms, and especially in your lobbies, not a lot of people are super great at setups, and you're always going to have that person who pushes, who, you go, don't push that way because if you push that way, they're going to spawn them out, that kind of stuff. And
Yeah, but
uh,
I think that with me calling out, it's actually pretty helpful.
it is. So, my suggestion for you would be to look at where your teammates are and then figure out where you need to be to fill in the gap.
Okay.
So if you see that there's guys in the hill and there's nobody at nest for this hill, go nest. If you see that there's a guy at nest and you got a guy in the hill and you got a guy top tower, you can go towards, big door or concrete or even back B pillars. You can be the floater to like try and figure out where you want to go for this.
And let's
You
say
know,
that they have that set up. So I'm spawning A. I know, okay, I can come around to bottom tower because after so long they're going to be like, "Oh, they're not there." And if they come here and I'm in cuts, I got shots here.
right. So like in your level lobbies, chances are you're not going to have a team that has like a full setup. If you're trying to break that full setup, the best way to break that full setup is to have uh, either
Like a 2-2 split.
like a you can have a 2-2 split as long as the people who are uh, pushing from either big door or sandbags stay alive the whole time, but they have to stay alive. If they die, your push is basically done.
Yeah.
Because all that's going to happen is that you might be able to get C and then you trade that thing. Like you need that distraction in order to get them uh, to commit to looking at those angles so that you have free shots when you come up tower side.
Okay.
So, because you can also like if you don't see a guy like top tower, you can also wrap and then shoot the guy in nest from behind.
Right.
You don't have to attack him from C
So
because chances are, like lots of times, people don't look back tower. So, but that gives you a little bit of leeway too if you
yeah.
need to.
Okay.
So, if like in this instance, like say like everybody dies and you spawn up and you're not sure, and like you start split spawning away from your teammates, and you can get into tower. If you go back tower, chances are people are not going to look there. So you can just hang out back tower until they get kind of their setup. So like in this instance right here, if that happened where you had a split spawn and you spawned like dummies and they all spawned like, weird places and your whole team spawned in A and you spawn dummies, because it happens sometimes where you spawn dummies and your whole team
Enemy
spawns
team took
screens.
the hill.
They're all going to run to like sandbags. That means that their team most
Is
likely has
all
spawned
looking
like
sandbags.
yep, and they're either going to be like nest, mud,
Nest.
that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. So like if you happen to be able to get into back tower, like you've now got
Hill
Free
the ability
shots
to, yep, you can
on
shoot
nest.
hill, you can shoot nest.
Okay.
You got there's a lot of things you can
hill
do with
control.
the information.
Okay.
Hill control.
All right. I'll have to keep that in mind.
Yep. So the only other thing that I would try, and like I know Void's talked to you about it before, about like how fast you play. And it's not necessarily about how fast or about how slow you play, but it is like knowing when and when not to use that to your advantage. So like you have a game on YouTube, I think that's like a King of the Hill in I think Solitude, maybe. And like I just was like, all right, I'm just gonna count how many times he just drops into the hill without like fighting for space at all, and just like jumps into the hill. And you did it like 6 times in a row, and you got obliterated basically every time. And then finally, one time you were just like, oh, you know what? I'm not gonna go this way. I'm gonna go this way instead. And it got you like 3 free kills. And the other thing that you tend to do, especially on that map, is you tend to drop to the bottom hill. Like if it's a bottom mid hill, you tend to drop to go to the hill to contest it instead of playing around the hill where you can get a lot of angles on people. And once their numbers are down, then take hill instead of trying, because as soon as you get damaged, if you don't have a full team wipe, you're going to stagger spawn them, and they almost always spawn with the ability to see the hill within a couple seconds, and you end up dying. So the best thing you can try and do is to play around the hill to get a numbers advantage, figure out where their spawns are going to be based on how many people you have up, and then take that hill time then.
Okay.
Because I'm not saying it's not important to contest the hill, because it is, but like make sure that you're putting damage down
It's
before you go.
yeah.
Lots of
If I'm
times you
going to
just
contest the hill 1v3, it's
right,
basically just giving them a free timer.
exactly. They're like right, they're just
Maybe say that I
you're putting
actually
yourself on
perfect
the
them
death screen.
and I perfect somebody and get them. I'm still going to die 1v3. There's not a high probability that I survive. So I'm going on a
Correct.
death screen. They're 2 up and they're in hill.
Correct.
So
So
I need to team shoot a little better and more and prep angles a little better.
yeah, and just like give yourself an advantage. Like there was especially on like strongholds, like you got into like uh top gold, like on the overhang piece,
Yeah.
like, and you had 2 nades, and you shot a guy, and he went underneath the bridge, and you immediately just dropped down for that and tried to get that kill, and it got you killed.
Instead of
And
throwing
all
the
you had to do
nades.
was just that guy's out of the fight. You can toss a nade down there, and you can wait for your teammate to clean up. You call that guy out. Like, I mean,
I don't have to chase that kill.
you don't have to chase that kill. You're in a power position. You've got eyes on 80% of the map at that point. It's like just use the info, take it when you need it, wait till you have numbers, take the hill. You
Yeah.
don't have to push it every single time. And when people get upset that you aren't pushing, it's not a big deal. You want to make sure you push with people. When you push on your own without advantage, you just end up dying. So, like, you take sneaky angles, you try and get to places where people don't expect you to be. Like, there was a point in time in that game where you were U-turn and you got the drop on two guys who were in the hill. And instead of just staying U-turn and using the cover of U-turn to kill both of the guys, you went in for a melee trade. It didn't have to be a melee trade. You could have gotten both those kills for basically free, and you went in for melee trade. You still won this game, but it was like there were instances in it where because you decided to go in for a trade instead of just shooting your gun, you opted to give them more hill time because of that. If you had just take the time to use your angle, shoot your gun, and not go for a melee trade, you know, because we're like talked about before, as soon as you melee somebody, you put yourself in a position where you
No
don't have
shields.
shields.
Yeah, no
And if you
shields.
are 1v1ing somebody and your shot's up and you want to melee somebody, that's fine. You want to melee trade camo? Great. You want to melee trade somebody who's got a sniper rifle? Fantastic. If you're trading people who are in power positions who are trying to flank you, stuff like that, those are good trades, right? So it's nice that if you're putting damage down that you're still able to get trades, but you want to try and not put yourself in a position where you have to trade. And that's what you're doing a lot of the time is you're putting yourself in a spot where you are forced to trade.
Yeah. On probably my first day, when I did a breakdown with Tisif, he said that I was always moving forward when I was in my gunfight. And I've been working on that, not to just go forward, but I'm still doing it. So I'm
Yep,
putting myself in a position where I have to either trade or die.
correct.
So,
So like when you get into a position where you're like I get if you get like caught out, like say you're taking a route or something like that, and somebody pops up and you're not ready for them to be there or something like that, and at that instance, whatever fight happens, whatever fight is what happens. It's more about a individual skill level at that point than it is about uh, like the big game meta. So like your individual skill will come with just hours put into the game, and then you'll like look at stuff and be like, you'll start playing with people in higher lobbies, and you'll see them do stuff, and you'll be like, oh, I got to incorporate that in my gameplay because that was really difficult for me to kill that guy who did those things. So eventually you'll start to try and incorporate that kind of stuff into your gameplay to try and get better. But like when it comes to just putting yourself in a good angle and making sure you can get out, you can do that at any level. And honestly, like where you're at right now, it will push you into diamond. Just staying alive, making sure that, and even if it means not being the guy to play the objective, even if it means people get pissed at you because you're trying to learn to take angles at good times, you might go down a little bit, but you'll get more kills, you'll go up faster, and you will help your teammates.
a lot
People
more.
at the skill. Yep, and the thing is that people who are at where you're at right now, they just don't really understand, trying to play for information
People will
and
just
objective.
tunnel the hill, and that is what I can use to my advantage because they're going to tunnel the hill.
Correct. To do the same thing with oddball. People
Okay,
just tunnel
tunnel
for
oddball.
oddball. They tunnel flag. Like when it's an objective based map, people tend to do that. And when you play around the objective instead of directly at the objective, you can get a lot more presence on the map because you give your teammates opportunities to do things like grab the flag because you're on recharge and they're top mid and you have a maybe dead flag, and you could try and get at a touch on that flag, or you kill that top mid guy, get top mid map control, force their spawn into fridge and get a new flag. It doesn't always like you have to recognize when those flags are, when it might be a dead flag, when it's a good opportunity to try and get into a power position or take power positions from the other team instead of
Okay.
just being like flag, I gotta get it, gotta get that flag, man.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like just like you said before that you had talked about, but like slow down a little bit. And the thing is it's not about necessarily being slow. It's about biding your time for figuring out when you can go fast. When they have players who are down, you have a lot more freedom to move around on the map. So pay attention to how many players they have down because then that gives you a lot more time to move. Like if 4 players are up, you go out in the open. Team shot, you're dead in 2 seconds, right? So like, just give yourself the time, pay attention to how many people are alive, and then like if there was going to be one thing to focus on right now, that's what I would focus on. I would
Okay.
focus on trying to stay alive, making sure you're using cover, and paying attention to how many people they have up. Okay, and
So I know
from
when
that,
to push.
so you know when to push, when you can drop down from like a power position to clean up a kill. Because like if there's 4 people up and you're like fighting somebody like top cat on recharge and that guy drops, like, and you go out there to kill that guy after being top A, and you get pelted from across the map because there's 4 people
Shooting
alive,
me.
like that's not a good chase to go get that kill. But if he's one of 2 people alive, that's probably fine. You can probably drop on that guy, you can kill him, and you can just go back to where you were. Like
Yeah.
that's an opportunity that you get when you know how many people are moving around on the map just
Okay.
by paying attention to, well, and like spawns will come a little bit more naturally from that because you'll be looking at how many people are up and like use that, like I think on the Xbox is like the back button or something like that. But I don't know what key you have it
Tab.
bound to, whatever.
It's tab.
Yeah, so like whatever you've got it bound to, just like get in the habit of checking it, even when you're doing things like, all right, like I want to figure out if this is a good time for me to push this. Like just click it. You don't have to hold it down for super long. Just long enough to see how many people are alive. You'll get better at figuring out how many people are alive from the kill feed without having to check it every single time. Once you're in a death screen, and you want to hold it down, then you can tell people like, all right, they're 4 dead. All right, they're 3 dead. All right, they're 1. Okay, like whole team's up. So like if they're gonna go pull the flag, gives them the opportunity to be like, all right, there's 2 dead, and you can get that same information. If you happen to get 3 kills in a row,
Right.
you can go, all right, guys, they're 3 dead. We got 10 seconds of one guy on the map on their team. Let's go grab the flag. Stuff like that.
Okay.
So, or like, hey, I just killed 2 guys. That means that your push has 2 guys and we're 3 up, which means that we have numbers advantage. Like, let's push these guys. And stuff like that. That like you'll get into it more, but like paying attention to how many people are alive on the map
That
will
that
give you a bigger opportunity to be able to do those things. And I wouldn't necessarily say that's like high level play, but figuring out what you can do with stuff when you are like when you have that advantage, that's what comes in as like the more you do it, the more you pay attention to it, the bigger plays and things that you can make.
okay. All right. Well, thanks for the breakdown.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, it was
So hopefully it was helpful.